Hi, I'm Bill Stevenson from Spotlight Realty. Today's video is not really about real estate. Well, not about real estate at all. It's about two of my favorite things, football and food. Every year, my family has a tradition to create, on Super Bowl Sunday, the Super Bowl of cuisine, pitting the cuisine of one city, one participating city in the Super Bowl against the other. And every year, then the people who join us for dinner vote, and the winner of that is the champion of the Super Bowl of cuisine, which is, in my opinion, far more important than the actual game. So today I'm going to talk about who, now that the playoffs are set and the playoffs are beginning this weekend, we're going to talk about who I hope makes the Super Bowl for culinary reasons only. So number one, and this is really hard for me to say, but I really hope that the Baltimore Ravens make the Super Bowl because I really love Maryland blue crab, and that's what I would intend to prepare. It's a lot of fun and it's delicious. It is a little bit harrowing to be killing our dinner during the Super Bowl, but I would make it work. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure that Maryland blue crab would be available this time of year, but even if I have to, rent a submarine to go find them, I'll do it because it's just that good. So I hope the Ravens make the Super Bowl for that reason and that reason only. Next, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The last time they were in the Super Bowl, I found a recipe for something called lobster corn dogs, which is basically just lobster tail on a stick, dipped in batter and fried, and it's delicious. Do not knock it until you've tried it. I look forward to making it again. Maybe I don't even need the Super Bowl as an excuse, but I hope, because it's great party food, that they make it. Number three, the San Francisco 49ers. Last time they were in the Super Bowl, I looked it up and I made something called the Hangtown Platter, which is basically what is fed to prisoners before they're executed, before they're hung. And it's basically scrambled eggs and really anything, oysters, bacon, anything that you can find in the fridge, basically everything thrown into a scramble and eaten. This year I'm not going to do that if they make it. I found something called, it's a seafood chowder called cioppino, which sounds delicious. And serve that with sourdough bread, maybe a little Napa Valley wine, and that's a great party. Number four, Miami Dolphins. I hope that I would be pleased if they made it because I don't really know a lot about Miami cuisine, but I imagine there's a lot of seafood and maybe some Cuban food, and that could be fun. If the Los Angeles Rams make the Super Bowl, I'm happy because I'd make Korean bulgogi, which last time they made the Super Bowl was what I made, and it was amazing. Look forward to doing it again. All right, next, number six, the Buffalo Bills. You might be tempted to make buffalo wings. That's certainly justifiable, but don't we have enough buffalo wings in our lives? Don't we, as football fans, aren't we eating wings all season long? Let's make a change if the Buffalo Bills make the Super Bowl and make beef on weck, which is basically a roast beef sandwich on a special bread that has caraway and salt on top of it. I've never had it, but I'd like to give it a try. Sounds like good party food. Number seven, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have lots of reasons to want the Steelers to make the Super Bowl, not the least of which is that I enjoy kibasi and pierogies. Not particularly challenging to make, but a lot of fun to eat. Throw in a little Iron City beer, and I'm happy. Okay, number eight. Now we're getting down to the teams that I kind of hope don't make it for culinary reasons to the Super Bowl. The Green Bay Packers. I love good meats and cheeses, but there's really nothing special about bratwurst and cheddar and old Milwaukee beer, so kind of hope they don't make it, but if they do, it'll be delicious at least. Number nine, Kansas City. They've made the Super Bowl quite a lot recently, and each time I've tried to make Kansas City burnt ends, and I just couldn't make it work. So I'll try it again, but it's just more difficult than I thought it was going to be to make it good. So I just hope Kansas City doesn't make it, but if they do, that's what I'll be serving. Giving it one more try. All right, number 10, the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly cheesesteaks might be great, but they're supposed to be made with ribeye, and that can get pricey if you're having a party. So I'd like to skip that, and I don't know what else. If there's scrapple is gross, so I'm not making scrapple. So I'm just gonna hope that Philly doesn't make it. Sorry, Philly fans. Last and certainly least is the culinary wasteland of Cleveland and Detroit. Those two teams are both in the playoffs, and they both are pretty good, and so it's not unlikely that one or both of them would make it to the Super Bowl. If they did, I don't actually have any idea what to do. So somebody tell me, if it comes down to it, if I need to know, please help me. Tell me what culinary delights come from the lake. Is it some sort of walleye or I don't know, perch? I don't know. Somebody help if they make it. Again, not very unlikely. So in the end, I'm really just rooting for a Super Bowl of Baltimore and Tampa Bay, or Baltimore and San Francisco. that would be perfect. Join me. Either have your own Super Bowl of cuisine or try to score an invitation to mine. I'll talk to you soon. Say Dallas and Houston. I don't know a lot about the cuisines, but I suppose it has a lot to do with brisket and long, slow roasted meats. The worst meal I've ever made, the worst dish I've ever made in my entire life was a barbecued brisket. You get up at 2 or 3 in the morning and you work tirelessly all night and all day. And I'm sorry, the last time I did it, it was literally like a 2x4. That's what it tasted like, and that was the consistency of it. I'm not looking forward to doing that again. The time invested just can't possibly be worth it. Prove me wrong, somebody. Prove me wrong. Last and certainly least is the culinary wasteland of Cleveland and Detroit. Those two teams are both in the playoffs, and they both are pretty good, and so it's not unlikely that one or both of them would make it to the Super Bowl. If they did, I don't actually have any idea what to do. So somebody tell me, if it comes down to it, if I need to know, please help me. Tell me what culinary delights come from the lake. Is it some sort of walleye or perch? I don't know. Somebody help if they make it. Again, not very unlikely. So in the end, I'm really just rooting for a Super Bowl of Baltimore and Tampa Bay, or Baltimore and San Francisco. That would be perfect. Join me. Either have your own Super Bowl of cuisine or try to score an invitation to mine. I'll talk to you soon.